Hello, Dojo Nation. Randy Reed here for Coffee with a Karate Guy. Hey, this week we're going to talk about your most important asset and the three things that you really have to focus on to protect that asset. We're going to talk about an upcoming trip I have and another very special announcement. Stay tuned. Coffee with a Karate Guy. All right, I think we've touched on this subject before, but we're going to talk about it some more today because of how important it is. The absolute number one asset in any martial arts school is your culture. I think we all know that. Where we have trouble is defining that culture and making sure that we are doing the things that are important to protect that culture. You remember the analogy I always use is we're very similar to a church. We have, instead of a pastor or a priest, we have our chief instructor. Instead of the elders, we have our staff that helps us. And instead of the flock, we have our students. And some school owners, I think in the past, have taken that responsibility a little too high sometimes. So why is culture important? Well, culture is what's going to hold your school together. It's what's going to help your school grow. Done properly, the culture will do a large amount of your marketing for you. There's an old saying that you never see anybody with a Suzuki tattoo on their arm. You see plenty of them with Harley Davidson tattoos on their arm. How important is culture? Well, go into a biker bar and start bad-mouthing Harley Davidsons and you'll find out. And these guys don't even own the company. So culture is very, very important. Now, I was talking with one of my top guys the other day when the coronavirus hit back in February or March. His active student count, and he's real good on numbers, was around 450 members. I was talking to him early last week, and I said, so where are you at membership-wise now, this week? And this week is what's the end of August, August 25th, 26th, 27th, in that area. He said, we've lost some, but our active paid enrollment is, what did he say, it was 425. But he had 25 that were on hold. So he went from 450 down to about 400, which is absolutely amazing. And I know him, and I know the reason that went that way is how strong his culture is. I've also talked to people who don't have those high numbers, and it's very scary, and it's sad to hear it when they're not able to hold on. So let's talk about the three most important things that we need to protect that culture. Before I even get into these, I want to give a shout out to Rudy Mick. Rudy Mick has kind of brought this culture, developing culture thing into the martial arts school at a high level. Anything I'm going to tell you came from Rudy Mick, and Rudy Mick in turn did a lot of training with Jeff Quirk, and they're kind of the setting the gold standards for it. But, so the first and most important thing is defining your purpose. Sometimes it gets confused with mission statement. I'm not going to get into the details here. Rudy Mick and Jeff Quirk can spend 8 hours discussing the difference in those. But we've got to have a purpose or a reason for what you do in your martial arts school. It has to be very clear, very well thought through, and you got to know why you're going to your martial arts school, or more importantly, why someone would want to come to your martial arts school. Number two, that purpose mission needs to be supported by rules or values. There's again there's a deeper part of all this that I'm not smart enough to do right now, but I can explain it to the part where you have your purpose mission statement. It's supported by rules. Some people could call them bylaws or a type of that sort of thing, and values, so that supports the whole top of the school, the whole mission of the school. And number three, and this is where the ball gets dropped so much, it has to be consistent and you have to deliver it. If one of your values rules are we treat everybody with respect, but you're allowing people to be disrespectful in your school, be it a parent, student, or an instructor, or yourself, you're not living your values and you're not supporting your purpose. So it's easy to write down, we want to change the world, and our rules are we're going to be respectful and nice to everybody. But down when we get to the part where it's the delivery part and the consistent delivery part, nothing will wreck a culture quicker than inconsistency. So as we go through this, and there's several ways to develop this, you can look up Rudy Mick online. I'll put his email down or his website down here. I'll put Jeff Quirks down too. You can touch base with him. But I have seen the power of a powerful culture, of a well-defined, well-supported, and consistent culture. And once you have that culture, no one can take that away from you. No one can replicate it. It's your single biggest asset. So let's make sure we're thinking it through, and you're asking yourself, does everybody understand why we're here? Does everybody understand what we're about? Does everybody buy in to what your vision as a leader is for this school? If they're not, they either have to get on board or get them on out and work with people who can. Because I'm here to tell you, as you've seen before, we have little churches and we have really, really big churches. They both have the same book. One's just delivering it better. All right. So also in my conversations this week and what I've been watching online, we're going to get out of this pandemic. It's either going to be by Christmas or maybe Easter. The vaccines are coming. Kids are going to get back into school, and we are going to get back to this. That's a gimme. So what's the most important thing we can be doing right now? And I kind of looked at it as back in my fighting days, what was the most important thing I could do before it was fight time? And that was prepare and train. Get ready for success. And I think we're in that same mode now. We've got to realize it's a new day. We need new ways, and we need to maybe adjust some of the things we did in the past. But right now isn't the time to sit back and say, listen, I'm just going to wait for this thing to go back and then I'm going to start my marketing. Marketing is really harvesting. You can't harvest if you don't plant and you don't nurture. Now is the time to be getting out there, building your email list, building your pixel list, building the understanding of your market area, your market area's understanding of your culture. And am I right? If everybody understood what martial arts did for people, there would be a line down the street to get in your martial arts school. So we've got a lot of different ways that we can be out there marketing, a lot of different things we can be telling our story. But what I want you to not do right now is just stop and wait. There's a lot we can do, and we should be educating our public, because when it comes back around, the guy who just starts is going to be way behind you. So make sure you're the one starting now. And for those of you that have been wondering and watching and asking, I had that Project X, or the thing I've been working on since about October of last year. I've got it ready to go. And so if you have an interest in this Project X of mine, which is actually what it is, it's a done-for-you marketing program. I'm only going to work with my close friends right now, close friends and the acquaintances, people that have been to Cause Talks or that I've worked with in the past. I'm going to do this on a very limited basis. So if you're interested in some marketing stuff, send me a, what do they call it? PM, direct or personal message. Either send it to my email down here or grab me on Facebook, and I'll let you in. I'm not going to make a blanket announcement about anything because it's not open to the public. But if you're around, you're one of my pals, give me a holler and I'll let you know what we got going. I think you'll find it really, really, really interesting. And just a real quick shout out before we forgot. Make sure you're going to head to Cause Talks this year. It's going to be a good one. February, I think it's end of February. I'll put a thing up here on the end. I really think we're going to sell that thing out this year. So we're probably going to open up deposits within the next week or two. So you throw a deposit in there and save your spot. Very good, folks. Randy Reed for Dojo Nation. I hope you have a great week. Keep kicking.